All right. Thank you so much, Marcie, for joining me today and agreeing to do a seed point release. This is our first time working together in the context of emotion code, body code on an individual basis, correct?
Yes.
Okay. You have joined me for at least one of the ancestral healing Zooms, right?
Yeah, I think just one, and it was a while ago, but yes.
And what did you think about that experience out of curiosity?
Um, I gotta be perfectly honest, Alina. It's been a while, and I don't remember very well about it.
Okay. Well, you've slept since then, so that's okay.
Yeah, that speaks more to where I'm at. I'm in like navigating pretty serious burnout right now, so I'm having a
Okay.
lot of memory issues and things like that too. So,
Well, that brings me to my next question about what would be some good things to work on for you. So, burnout just came up and memory issues.
mhm. Just kind of all executive functioning stuff. I'm having a lot of. I'm in an extremely stressful situation that's been going on for several years now. And so I think I'm like, dealing with like dorsal vagal state and, like extended period of time with elevated cortisol and just, all of the effects of that. So, and I'm coming out
Ah,
of it also. I'm stepping into a new chapter, sort of have one foot in the next chapter, but I have still, quite a bit of stuff I have to wrap up in this chapter that's just drudgery, but getting through it. So yeah,
okay.
it's I'm on the upswing out of it for sure.
Well, good. Let's see what we can do to enhance your upswing.
That sounds great.
Okay, so one of the first things that I like to do when it comes to any of my sessions is I like to get a measure of severity as far as the issues that we are aiming at. Now, this is according to your subconscious mind, and the scale is 0 to 100, with 0 being no problem at all and 100 being the worst that it can possibly be. And
Hmm.
so, based on your list there, I'm going to aim at underlying causes of burnout, memory issues, stress, adrenal issues, and excess cortisol. Does that sound pretty good to you?
Yeah.
Perfect. All right. So when I ask your subconscious mind to rate the severity of underlying causes of burnout, where are we starting today? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, more than 95, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99. I mean, you could have gone for the perfect score there. I'm teasing. All
um,
right.
you mean like the severity of these symptoms that we just mentioned?
Court,
Like
yes,
how
according to your subconscious mind. So your subconscious mind considers those to be very severe right now. And we're going to see what we can do to start bringing those numbers down.
yeah.
So,
Okay.
underlying causes of the memory issues, severity level according to your subconscious mind. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, more than 85, 80, 81, 82. So your subconscious mind is rating that an 82. Stress: 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, more than 95, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99. So that stress is really high up there. Adrenal issues: 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, more than 95, 95, 96. So the adrenal issues are coming in at a 96. And excess cortisol: 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, more than 65, 65, 66, 67. So it seems like you've been doing some stuff to try and get that cortisol level down for yourself. And that
Hmm.
does appear to be working, because with those other numbers being in the 90s, I would have expected the excess cortisol to be way up there too, but it's not. So what you're doing is working. Consider that confirmation.
Excellent. That's great because I have been very like proactive about it the last few months. It's about like July, I had like a complete like uh it just tanked. My tooth broke out in July and
Oh,
it brought up it was an old traumatic injury. I was actually got pistol whipped, so it was assaulted at gunpoint. It brought
oh
back all of
goodness.
that, so I kind of
Wow.
relived it. But I also felt this like kind of indescribable sort of like haze or veil kind of lift off of my well-being in general, where I felt like, because it had been a root canal that was 29 years old, and I had felt like a sense of, a lot of times root canals harbor like latent disease and stuff, right, or infection. And I just felt kind of after I got through the couple weeks of really like, oh, it hit me like a ton of bricks. And then um, um, I felt like sort of a general sense of like malaise, or just like a
Mhm.
fog over my well-being kind of lifted. So I felt like, at least psychically, maybe like it coming out. I don't know if how much is physiological and how much is just psychic, but I felt like that was like a big release and cleansing. And then I've been proactively doing myofascial maneuvers, like
Beautiful.
geared. Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Since
well,
then.
I'm glad that you are feeling better.
Mm-hmm.
All progress is wonderful and honored. And so today what we're going to do is we're going to be focusing on what's called a seed point experience. And so basically a seed point initial sensitizing experience is something that happens in our lives somewhere in between conception and about age 5 to 7. And it's usually before we form any kind of conscious memory, and it's considered an initial wounding. And so basically, anytime that we have more experiences in life that kind of brush against this initial wounding, and the more often we have those kind of experiences, the more likely they become to develop in our bodies as a chronic physical, mental, emotional issue. And so
Mm-hmm.
this is all about going after that deepest possible level. It is highly unlikely you're going to have a actual memory associated with this. However, we know that we are finding a accurate initial seed point experience when the emotions, body code imbalances, and beliefs that are wrapped up in that little package are all accurate to your experience, and things that you have been struggling with pretty much on and off throughout your whole life. Not
Mm-hmm.
necessarily consistently, but there's that pattern that comes back over and over again. And
Mm-hmm.
so before we get started, I do have 5 questions that I like to ask to make sure that we are getting to the deepest possible levels of healing. And so, do you give me permission to access your energy today for purposes of this healing session?
Yes.
Do you give permission for this healing energy to bypass and go around any resistances that you may have?
Yes.
Do you give permission to release any benefits that you may be receiving from the conditions that we are addressing? And I can explain that more if you'd like me to.
Yes.
Would you like more explanation?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. So basically, our subconscious mind does not do things for no good reason. It will manifest something because it perceives that as a way to either get us something that we need or help us avoid something that we don't want to be part of. So, as a
Mm-hmm.
for example, we may develop a chronic illness as a way to get love, attention, support, or to get out of things that we really don't want to do. And those would be considered the benefits of those conditions, even though we look at feeling sick every day and go like, I don't think there's any benefits to that.
Yeah, no, I understand. It's like psychosomatic sort of like, yeah.
Exactly. So do you give
Mhm.
permission to release any benefits that you may be receiving from the conditions that we are addressing?
Definitely. Yes.
Uh, Beautiful. Do you give permission to manifest a greater level of healing than you think is possible?
Yeah.
And do you choose to accept all levels of benevolent healing energy that is offered for the greatest possible improvement at this time?
Yes.
Beautiful. All right. So, is there an initial seed point sensitizing experience that we can address for you today that is related to these issues? I'm getting yes. So, how old were you when this initial seed point experience happened? Before the age of 10, before the age of 5, before the age of 1, before birth? So, conception, 1 month, 2 month, 3 month, 4 month, 5 months. So, this was before birth, 5 months gestation. So this is something that you actually absorbed from your mother's experience. So, what are the emotions encoded into this seed point experience? Column A, column B, row six, somewhere else. Humiliation, jealousy, longing, lust, overwhelm, overwhelm. That's the first one. Column A, column B, row four, somewhere else. Depression, frustration, frustration. Second one. Column A, column B, row two, somewhere else. Despair, despair. Third one. Column A, column B. So those are the three emotions encoded into this experience: overwhelm, frustration, and despair. Would you say that those are things that you have struggled with on and off throughout your life?
I say that's what I'm struggling with now. I don't know if I've struggled with those throughout my life so much.
Okay,
I
well,
guess,
I mean, if it's
yeah.
related to now, then
Hmm.
we're going to go ahead and say yes, accurate.
Yes, for sure.
Because that's what we're aiming at, is what you're focusing on now.
Right, right. No, it sounds particularly accurate for right now.
Okay, all right. So let's do what we can to help bring those down some. Are there body code imbalances encoded into this experience? Yes, there are. Column A, column B, we've got a misalignment. Column A, we've got something in chakra. Column A, column B, we've got something in root chakra. So, your root chakra is your feelings of safety and security, especially within family relationships, your ability to connect with your physical body, and your ability to ground your energy to the earth. Is there an interfering energy here? Yes. And this interfering energy feels like I don't have enough time to get all this done. So, would that be something that you are feeling like I don't have enough time to get all this done?
Yeah, yes,
Okay.
for sure.
Is there another body code imbalance encoded into this experience? Yes. Column A, we've got a toxin. Column A, column B, there's a heavy metal involved. Column A, we've got some mercury. So, source dental amalgams. Do you happen to know if your mother had silver fillings in any of her teeth?
She had a number of gold fillings. I don't know about silver. She had a number of
Okay.
like gold crowns,
Yeah,
but she had
sometimes.
quite a bit of fillings in her mouth. Both
Okay.
my parents did. I haven't had very many, and I had my I only had two, and I had them
Mhm.
removed about almost 15 years ago before I got
Yeah.
pregnant. But oh no, it must have been more than 15. My kid's 15 a lost time. It's probably 16, 17 years ago, shortly
Mhm.
before I got pregnant. But there was
So,
a
you know,
screw
your
up.
mom had a lot of dental work.
Oh yeah. Oh, sorry. You're just asking about my mom. Okay, sorry.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's not about you because this is
Okay.
stuff that you absorbed at 5 months gestation before you were born.
Oh wow,
So
interesting.
all of this
Okay.
stuff is
Okay.
from your mom,
Okay.
and it's kind
Interesting.
of like what set you up,
Yeah.
in life. So this is one of probably several experiences. But this is the one that's coming up that is contributing to all of this stuff that we're aiming at today.
Okay. Interesting.
All right. So, is there another body code imbalance wrapped up in this experience? Yes. Column A, column B, we've got something in misalignment. Column A, column B, we've got something in meridian. Column A main meridian. Column A, column B, we've got something in triple warmer meridian. So when the triple warmer meridian is out of balance, that can cause imbalance in the fight, flight, freeze, or fawn response, stagnance of body fluids, lack of body part connection or wholeness, headaches or migraines, hearing issues or tinnitus, facial and neck stiffness, toothaches, sore throats, elbow discomfort, imbalance in body temperature, which can be too hot, too cold, or difficulty getting comfortable no matter what the temperature is, trouble letting go of negativity. Do you have any of those kind of symptoms going on in your life?
Most all
Hopefully
of them.
not all of them.
The majority of them. Yeah. Not all of
Oh my
them.
goodness. Okay. So
Yeah.
is there another body code imbalance wrapped up into this experience? Yes. Column A, column B, we've got another misalignment. Column A, we've got something else in chakra. Column A, we've got something in heart chakra.
Mm.
And so your heart chakra is your feelings of compassion, unconditional love, kindness, especially towards others. It's also where happiness and happy energy collects when it's
Mhm.
in balance. And it feels like there's an interfering energy here, and this interfering energy feels like I have to work hard to earn their approval.
Yeah.
So is that something that you have felt like you have to work hard to earn approval from people?
Yeah, I feel like I've worked really hard to earn approval, all for naught.
Okay.
Like I feel like I've, yeah, worked
Yeah,
way too hard
so that makes sense
for
that this
approval.
energy
Yeah.
has been stuck there your whole life then.
Yeah. Yeah,
Because
pretty
even
much.
when people do
Yeah.
approve, it just doesn't seem to change.
Yeah, no, there's been a pretty intense and sustained, like, um, you know, thing of rejection since very little.
I'm
Yeah.
so sorry you had that experience. Is there
Thank you.
another body code imbalance wrapped up in this? No. So now we're moving on to beliefs. Are there any beliefs wrapped up into this experience? Yes. Column A, column B, we've got something under survival. Column A, we have something under codependency. Section 1, 2, 3, 4, section 4, number 1, and this one goes, I need to carry others' responsibilities.
Yeah.
Is that something that you've struggled with?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, all right. Another belief wrapped
Pinpoint.
up into this experience. Yes. Column A, column B, we are under passion. Column A, column B, we are under time. Section 1, number 1, 2, 3, number 3, and this one goes, I am always rushed.
Mm.
So that kind of feels like very much in line with that root chakra energy of like, I don't have enough time to get all this done. And so it's like this
Mhm.
frantic, like, I gotta get it all done kind of feeling in my body when I feel that.
Right. Yeah. That's kind of how
Um,
I've been feeling for well, I mean, I've struggled with that sort of my whole life. I've always feeling like I have too much to do or too much on my shoulders or just overwhelmed or, um,
wow.
but particularly the last couple of years, because I'm in a situation that I've sort of felt entrapped by as well.
Mm,
I mean, sort of like, you know, not entrapped, but the cost of leaving is extreme, you know.
yeah,
I
I'm
guess
so sorry.
so. Yeah. I mean, I just a nutshell. I'm back here in the States to deal with my parents' estate.
Mm,
I took care of both of my parents when they were elderly through a couple dozen broken bones and dementia, about
mm,
8 years in diapers, and I was their caretaker, doing all the dirty work, changing the diapers, everything. And we got stuck down I lived in South America for the last 20 years. We went down for a visit, supposedly for a month, and we got stuck under lockdown for 2 years.
mm,
So it's been extremely traumatic. Both of my parents died in my arms under extremely
mm.
traumatic circumstances, both of them. I had a very like crazy supernatural experience when my dad died, which literally the only way I can describe it is a portal opened up out of the sky and I saw a demon and it stared back out of me, out of my
Oh,
dad's
wow.
eyes and told me, I'm not done with you yet. And
Oh,
that's kind of
boy.
what I felt like that this is what's happening. Then subsequently the years since then, I've besides the intense grief, I've lost both my parents and all my family and all my friends. Well, not all of my friends, but the majority of all my friends that um between the COVID thing with I'm not
Wow.
vax, I don't vax my kid. That was a huge
I'm
thing on
so
top of
sorry. I'm so
all of it
sorry.
all together,
I
you
do
know?
want to remind you that
Yeah.
this is being recorded to post
Okay.
on YouTube, and I
Oh,
don't
okay.
know how much you want all of your personal stuff out there.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
It's been an entire huge like
yeah,
rat's nest of betrayal, and
I'm so sorry.
and and abandonment and like just all at once. So it's been
Yeah.
really a lot to navigate, and then my own health has been tanking as well, which you know, some of that was happening before, and some of, I think the majority of it as a result. And so I'm optimistic and hopeful that I'm, you know, going to be able to heal myself. That I
Yeah.
have already
Well, we're
substantially.
going to make some progress today.
Mhm.
We're going to make
Yeah,
some progress today in a pretty big way. So these
yeah.
seed point experiences kind of go back to those kind of core wounds that we have that kind of set us up for these bigger things later on.
Hmm.
And, I invite you when we're done with this, if you find that all of these things that I've found for you are relevant and you would like to do some more work together, that we can make a private appointment for us to get into some of that deeper stuff. Cause I know that I can help you with some of those other things too.
Hmm.
And it's going to be, it'll be a process because,
Hmm.
healing happens in layers, but I'm sure you already know that. All right. Is there
That's been
another
one thing
belief
that
in?
I've like experienced like frustration with too, is because I felt like, you know, I've been on a spiritual journey for like, you know, 30 years or something. And I just feel like I keep coming to places where I feel like, oh, I'm in a good place. And just this frustration of feeling like, ugh, when are these waves of like rage and outrage and, you know, and these very challenging, difficult, unpleasant feelings that I don't want to be feeling, when are the waves going to stop? Because I keep feeling
Well,
like I'm healed and then it like
I
comes
can
back
answer
around,
that.
you know?
I can
Yep.
answer that. They're never going to stop. There is
Yeah.
no amount of healing or spiritual work that
Mhm.
will ever exempt us from the unpleasant things in life. And that's just the truth and reality of the situation. There is this idea in many of these healing places and realms that if we just do the work deep enough, that we will be exempted from having bad time, feeling grief, pain, loss, rage, anger, etc., those low vibration emotions. But the
Mhm.
truth of the reality is there is no amount of healing, no amount of spiritual work that will prevent unpleasant things in life from happening. Life is a wave. We are energy. All energy is a wave. Wave
Mhm.
has peaks, neutral points, valleys. And if there was a level of spiritual enlightenment that would exempt us from bad things from happening, what happened to Jesus?
Mhm.
Like, Jesus was the literal embodiment of God. And look what happened to him. You would think that if being high vibration enough, loving enough, advanced master enough would exempt you from bad things happening, well, then he wouldn't be up on that cross. But
Mhm.
that's not at all what happened in his life. And so I think it's important to remember that these unpleasant things, as much as we want to say that we don't want to experience them, that they are low vibration and we need to keep our vibrations high, that's a misunderstanding of what life is. Life is energy. All energy moves in a wave. Wave has peaks, waves have valleys. There is no one thing that we can do that will keep us in our preferred emotional state all the time.
Mhm.
We can't be happy every single moment of our lives. If we were, it would lose meaning. We know happiness because we know sadness, and all of our emotions are sacred messengers and are important parts of the experience of duality that is this life on this planet. And so that's the answer is there is no way for us to heal to the point where all of that is going to stop.
Yeah,
There's just
I'm
not.
not, I'm well aware I'm not like that unrealistic to think it would just stop, but
I
I mean
know, but
more
you
like,
did ask. And
yeah,
so let's bring
I
it
mean
back
sort
to
of like to the
focus.
degree.
Let's bring it back
Okay.
to focus
Okay.
because this is being recorded and I would
Okay.
love to continue this conversation on a more
Hmm.
intimate basis, not being recorded for an internet audience.
Sure. Okay.
And I think that that was an incredibly valuable share because I think that that's something really important that more people actually do need to hear.
Hmm.
Because there's also this thing that we do called blame the experiencer. As in, when we have these negative experiences and we've been on this spiritual path and, we've studied the law of attraction and everything, we have a bad experience and we go, well, what did I do to attract this experience? Truth of the matter is nothing. There's nothing you could have done to avoid it. If it could have happened any other way, it would have. You experienced it because that was what you were supposed to experience at the time. And that's the
Mhm.
truth for all of us. We're all doing the best that we can. If we could have done better, we would have. And that's life is a series of experiences, and all of these experiences have some sort of value, even if we're not able to see it at the time. Often the value doesn't become apparent until we look at it in hindsight. And
Mhm.
sometimes the task is just to get through it, just to get through it.
Mhm.
And my goal is to learn how to ride those emotional waves in life a little bit more like a surfer and a lot less like someone drowning.
Right.
Okay, so let's finish decoding this. So, is there another belief wrapped up into this experience? Yes. Column A, we've got something on insight. Column A, column B, we've got something under boundaries. Section one, number one, two, number two, and this one goes, I'm not allowed to say no. Have you ever
Hmm.
had that experience where basically you said no or tried to say no to something and people bulldozed you and you ended up feeling like you're just not allowed to say no and you have to go along to get along?
Yeah, pretty much the story of my upbringing and life.
Okay. All right.
Mhm.
Is there another belief encoded into this? Yes. Column A, column B, we are under survival. Column A, we are under codependency. Section one, two, three, section three, number one, and this one goes, I feel guilty when others are helping me. Do you ever feel that way?
Oh yeah, completely. Because
Okay.
I'm supposed to like not be the one who doesn't need help.
Right. We're supposed to be strong. Be
Hmm.
strong. Well, here's the
Hmm.
thing though. Like when you're helping someone else and they feel a lot better because of your help, how does that make you feel? When you've
Uh,
legitimately helped someone and they feel better because of something you did, how does that make you feel on the inside?
that's one of the greatest fulfillments that I could feel. Like,
Beautiful. And then when we refuse to let other people help us, we are depriving them of the opportunity to feel good by helping us. They get just as much out of helping us as we get from allowing ourselves to be helped. Isn't that a different perspective?
yeah, if you're asking the right people for help.
True that, true that. It's very important to, ask for help where the help is available, and people can only give us what they have to give. So,
Yeah,
not everybody has the help that we need. That's very
yeah,
true too.
yeah. I think
Okay.
that's where a good deal of the betrayal has come through,
Oh,
is asking for help and help being offered, which is not really help, or it's with an agenda
strings
kind of.
attached.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, yeah, that sort of thing.
All right. Is there another belief wrapped up into this experience? Yes, there is. Column A, we've got something under divine. Column A, we've got something under God. Section one, two, three, section three, number one, two, number two. And this one goes, God punishes and condemns me.
Mm.
So again, that was absorbed from your mother. And so this might result in having an experience where you feel like you're being punished by life, where you feel like others are might be condemning you. Or that might also translate into a more exact, like, I feel like God is punishing and condemning me.
Hmm.
So would you say that that might be something that would have manifested in your experience, that feeling of being punished and condemned?
Um,
I
that's a
mean,
little bit more vague for me.
okay.
But um, I'm not sure about
Okay.
that one. I'm not sure how
Well,
I'll have
again,
to like,
we will just, accept that that was part of your mother's experience at the
hmm.
time. And even if that's not 100% true for you, that's fine. That's a perfect thing for us to let go.
Hmm. Yeah,
So,
that's like that's heavy to think about that, about my mom feeling that way though, like
yeah,
experiencing that.
it
Like that
is. It
I
is.
hadn't thought, because they're they were never very like overtly religious, but they were absolutely intensely like moralistic and you know, like old school conservative, you know, sort
Yeah.
of puritanical kind of morality without
Okay.
being overtly super religious. So that's just, it's interesting, but yeah.
So that kind of makes sense from the perspective that she might feel that way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there was a lot of shame. And I was also my sisters, I was a, an accident way younger than
Mm,
the rest of my siblings. And I know that my mom felt entrapped by her pregnancy with me, and she
mm,
contemplated an abortion. She was older and
mm.
about to be, an empty nester, so I know that
Wow.
that maybe ties into that feeling. Yeah.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
And thank you very much for sharing because, in that context of what she was thinking of, and having being able to know that. Like most
Hmm.
people don't have that kind of knowledge when it comes to this kind of experience. So they would just be sitting there wondering. So that
Yeah.
makes a lot of sense in the context of what you just said.
Yeah,
So
well, it
let's,
makes like a lot of sense to hear it from you, because I said like I had to like think about that for a while, but it does, because I know that she also was looking forward to return to her career, and then that just never happened. And
mm,
so maybe that translated to her feeling, condemned by God or something like that. That she didn't,
yeah,
my mom didn't really talk about her feelings hardly ever at all, so.
that makes sense too. It
Hmm.
was a different generations and feelings at that time were basically considered not consequential, not important enough to pay attention to. You got to stick to the script, do the right thing
Yeah.
regardless of what we feel about it. Those kind of things are some of the values from that older generation. So that makes a lot of sense that she wouldn't talk about it.
Yeah. Well, she
So,
was also like a multiple suicide survivor, and
oh,
she had just experienced a great deal of loss right around my birth as well. Like
oh,
her father and mother-in-law both died like within a week or two before my birth, and
wow.
so there was a lot. She like I think I'm coming to realize now, I think she was just like shut down with PTSD like my whole lifetime,
Very
basically.
much could be.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm.
Well, God
I used
bless
to
her
liken
for
her to a
everything she went
clam,
through.
like super tightly shut with everything. And only in her like very like last year or two, she sort of opened up a little more.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
God bless her for everything that she went through, that we may be here today.
Hmm.
All right. Is there another belief wrapped up into this experience? No, there is not. So now we can go ahead and release it. And what we're going to do is we're going to do a little quantum healing on this. And I'm going to use my transformative power of unconditional love wand on this one. And so we're going to run backwards the entirety of this seed point experience, keeping only the necessary life lessons. We send you and your mother love, compassion, healing, peace, hope, safety, and everything you both needed to meet all of your needs in that moment from this place that we are now, knowing this is over, we are safe, and we survived. We forgive ourselves. We forgive everyone and everything. Thank you, God, for these life lessons. We mark all of this as done and never to be repeated, transmuting all holographic imprints and cellular memories of these experiences into only love, light, peace, healing, freedom, truth, and abundance through all space-time continuum in every dimension. We release the belief God punishes and condemns me. We release the belief I feel guilty when others are helping me. We release the belief I'm not allowed to say no. We release the belief I am always rushed. We release the belief I need to carry others' responsibilities. We release the interfering energy from your heart chakra. I have to work hard to earn approval. And we transmute that. We realign, reset, rebalance your heart chakra. And I feel Archangel Raphael coming in and placing his hands on your heart, and that beautiful green emerald light seeping into the core of your heart, bringing healing and peace and a relief from grief. And I will send you a beautiful Archangel Raphael meditation that you can listen to that will hopefully help bring some more peace for you when we're done with this session. I realign your triple warmer meridian. I reset your triple warmer meridian. I rebalance your triple warmer meridian. I release the toxin of mercury from your body. I direct your body to release it through its normal elimination channels and to heal all of the damage experienced. I furthermore unbind all instances of mercury from your mind, body, heart, and soul. Send it into the black flame, into the null, into the void, into non-existence. I release the interfering energy of I don't have enough time to get all this done from your root chakra, transmuting that energy completely. I realign your root chakra. I reset your root chakra. I rebalance your root chakra, and I ground your energy to the earth. I release the feeling of despair. I release the feeling of frustration. I release the feeling of overwhelm that all became encoded in your body at 5 months gestation before your birth, transmuting the entirety of this experience into only love, light, peace, healing, freedom, truth, and abundance through all space-time continuum in every dimension. Beautiful. All right. Have we fully released that experience? Why, yes, we have. Do you need any positive replacement beliefs for this experience? Why, yes, you do. All right. What would be the most optimal, beneficial, positive replacement belief for this experience? Column A, column B, we've got something under survival. Column A, we have something under codependency. Positive statement, section 1, 2, 3, section 3. Number 1, and this one says, I feel grateful and loved when others help me. And how do you feel about that statement? Is that a statement that you like for yourself, or would you like to adjust that in any way? I kind of feel like I'd like to adjust that and say, and I allow myself to receive this help.
Yeah, that's perfect because that's probably exactly as I'm contemplating it, where there's like resistance I can feel.
All right, beautiful. So let's download this new positive replacement belief. I feel grateful and loved when others help me, and I allow myself to receive this help. I feel grateful and loved when others help me, and I allow myself to receive this help. I feel grateful and loved when others help me, and I allow myself to receive this help. Did the download take? Yes, it did. And thank you for allowing me to be some support and help for you. Thank you for accepting this opportunity to release some of this burden and to create some better positive programs for yourself. It is an honor to be with you on this healing journey. You've been through a lot.
Thank you.
Is there another positive replacement belief that your body would like? Yes. Column A, column B, we've got something under power. Column A, column B, we've got something under change. Positive statement, section 1, number 1, 2, number 2, and this one goes, change can be positive and brings new and interesting things into my life. What do you think about that statement? Is that statement something that you like, or would you like to adjust that in any way?
Um, I do like it, and I do feel pretty strongly that way already. So it doesn't feel
Beautiful.
like a new thing I need to, or it doesn't feel like a new thing for me.
Okay, good. So let's just cement that a little bit deeper for
Mhm,
you and
mhm,
continue the work that you've been doing. I love that. I love those
mhm.
kind of confirmations. All right, so we download the new positive replacement belief. Change can be positive and brings new and interesting things into my life. Change can be positive and brings new and interesting things into my life. Change can be positive and brings new and interesting things into my life. Did the download take? Yes, it did. Do we need another new positive replacement belief? Yes, one more. Column A, we've got something under communication. Column A, we've got something under expression. Positive statement, section 1, 2, section 2. Number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, number 5. And this one goes, I rightfully choose to express my truest thoughts and feelings.
Mm, I like that one.
Beautiful. So we'll go ahead and download that exactly as it is. I download the new positive replacement belief. I rightfully choose to express my truest thoughts and feelings. I rightfully choose to express my truest thoughts and feelings. I rightfully choose to express my truest thoughts and feelings. Did the download take? Yes, it did. Do you need another new positive replacement belief? Yes, and I feel like this is the last one. Column A, we've got something under love. Column A, we've got something under family. Positive statement, section 1, 2, section 2. Number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, number 10. I choose love, kindness, and respect as a way to treat others and myself. So what do you think about that statement?
Well, that's what I'm always trying to do, but I still, after all these years and all this work, still I'm challenged to apply the same love and forgiveness and acceptance and tolerance to myself that I do to others. And
Yeah,
I've had way too much tolerance for other people's supposed, whatever BS, and
I
not enough for my.
understand that. I can
Mhm.
relate. All right.
Yeah.
So, yes, we are, and this is speaking to me too, we are just as deserving as of the kindness and compassion and respect that we give to others. And we
Mhm.
deserve to treat ourselves that way too. We deserve equal consideration to everyone else that we're considering. And that's for both me and you.
Mhm. It's
All
interesting
right.
when I was like young in my 20s and teens and 20s, I thought, I mean, it was a active conscious process of my thinking and feeling like I know like I'm not good to myself or not kind to myself, but I had a sense of like justification of moral superiority about it, I guess you could say, well, at least I don't turn it to other people. If I like can't control my like, destructive impulses sometimes, at least I turn them to myself so I'm not hurting anybody else. And it took me, more maturity and years to realize that's the still the immorality or unethical treatment of my own self. It's still if I'm one of God's creatures, and if we believe in that paradigm of a God creation, then how am I being less or more moral by mistreating myself as opposed to somebody else? You know what I mean? So that, but that was something definitely that was worse before that. I've made a lot of progress, but it's still like a work in progress.
Well, good job in all of the progress that you've made, and let's cement that one level deeper.
Hmm.
So I download the new positive replacement belief. I choose love, kindness, and respect as a way to treat others and myself. I choose love, kindness, and respect as a way to treat others and myself. I choose love, kindness, and respect as a way to treat others and myself. Did the download take? Yes, it did. Do you need another new positive replacement belief? No. So I guess I was right. Are there any remaining subconscious gaps? Yes. So anytime that we release a belief, it kind of leaves a hole in our subconscious mind, which is called a subconscious gap. And so we either need to fill that with a positive belief, which we're down to the end of those, or to basically fill it with, positive energy. So we're going to defragment all remaining subconscious gaps. and fill them with only the energies of love, light, peace, healing, freedom, truth, and abundance through all space-time continuum in every dimension. Are there any remaining subconscious gaps? No, there are not. All right. Are you blocked on any level? Hidden block. So you have a hidden block. So I unblock you. I unblock you. I unblock you. Are you blocked, hidden blocked, secret blocked? So you are no longer blocked. Are you switched on any level? Yes. So I unswitch you, I unswitch you, I unswitch you. Are you switched, hidden switched, secret switched? So you are unswitched. I'm going to send you a separate short 6-minute video that teaches you what blocking and switching are and how you can notice those when they happen in your body and fix them for yourself. Because basically, it's about how the energy is flowing in your body. And it's a very simple practice to help you keep the energy flowing in your body in the correct direction and speed so that we can just feel better. It makes it a little easier to just ride those waves.
Mhm.
Is there anything that you need to add to support your healing at this time? No. Is there anything you need to remove to support your healing at this time? No. Is there anything else I can do to support you right now? No. All right, so let's see what our severity numbers have done. So underlying causes of the burnout, we started at a 99. Where are we now? More than 10, 20, 30, 40, more than 35, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39. So that dropped down to a 39. Underlying causes of the memory issues started at an 82. Where are we now? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, more than 55, 55, 56. So some movement on that one, but that makes me think that there's other layers to that one. Stress started at a 99. Where are we now? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, more than 65, 65, 66, 67. So that came down some, but tomorrow still is Christmas Eve and all of that stuff. So that didn't change. Adrenal issues started at a 96. Where are we now? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, more than 65, 60, 61, 62. So that came down to a 62 from a 96. And then excess cortisol started at a 67. Where are we now? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, more than 45, 45, 46, 47, 48. That came down to a 48. So we made good progress with just this one seed point release. And so
Mhm.
you're going to be processing over the next several days. You might feel a little extra tired. You might feel a little extra cranky. You might have some reoccurrences of some of the beliefs and emotions that we have released as these energies are moving out of your field. I am going to send you an 8-minute balancing reset video that I'd like you to watch or listen to at least one time before you go to bed tonight, and that will help minimize the chance of processing symptoms. But basically,
Mhm.
do some extra self-care, drink lots of extra water, especially with some electrolytes. If you feel like you need a nap, I give you permission. 100% permission to take a nap. And an Epsom salt bath or foot soak can also be very rebalancing for your energy. So then let me
Mhm.
just finally ask, does your body and subconscious mind, would they like another session with me related to the above issues? I'm getting a yes. Emotion code, body code, belief code, full clear out. So either a belief code or full clear out would be most beneficial in terms of what would help you make a lot of progress. And how long would your energy need to process and integrate this session before you could schedule another session? More than 10, 20, 30, more than 25, 20, 21. So your body would like 21 days to process and integrate before you make an appointment with me for another session.
Mhm.
So that's it. What do you think? Do you feel like what came up was very accurate to your experience?
Yeah, super interesting. Yeah, definitely accurate, interesting. I don't I'm sitting here like not understanding a lot of like what is this session about. Like I had no idea what to expect. It was very spontaneous. So I I what I feel, I think the thing I'm feeling most is like confirmation right now, like you're the real deal. Like like
Oh,
I feel
thank
like,
you.
oh, okay, like okay, that like you did tap into like So I'm not familiar with this methodology you're using whatsoever. I feel like whatever it is that I need to understand more, you I feel that you've tapped in very like pretty accurately. And that the one, the one thing that we already talked about, but with my mom at the 5 months gestation and the thing about God, that was a big surprise, but it makes so much sense. So yeah, I'd say that was the most like, oh wow, interesting, like kind of eye-opening, not necessarily eye-opening, but you know what I mean, the thing that like touched me the most, like really, because it was um something I hadn't like tapped into or touched on before at all. And I
Wow.
had not thought about, necessarily, things that could go back to the gestational period even, I hadn't really, I mean, I do, I'm a Waldorf mom, so um, I have thought around those ideas, and what one experiences during gestation in the womb can, shape much before what you even consider your environmental influences. Most people, so I'm familiar with that way of thinking, but I just hadn't applied it to my own, I guess, and I hadn't really ever, because my mom was very closed also, I hadn't like talked with her openly about these experiences or feelings either, so it's very interesting that you tap into it in a way that just resonates so much also. So it's
Well,
quite
thank you so
interesting.
much.
I'm very
I really
intrigued.
appreciate
Yeah.
that.
Mhm. Yeah.
Oh, yes. And are you noticing any difference in the way that you're feeling right now?
Well, I feel incredibly like calm and relaxed. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So,
Beautiful. What a beautiful shift. I am so honored and grateful to be part of your healing journey. And I thank you so much for being so candid and for
mhm,
sharing so much of your personal experience with me and with the people that are going to watch this video because
mhm,
I am, wanting to show people kind of exactly what I do and that, that this is a remarkable thing. I've experienced so many remarkable things on this end, and I feel
mhm.
like this is something that could help so many people. So I thank you so much for choosing to
Mhm.
volunteer to be part of this, and it was very spontaneous today.
Yeah.
And I wish you so many blessings of peace and harmony and balance, and a very, very Merry Christmas with all of the people that you are going to be celebrating with, full of lots of things to be grateful for and all the happiness and joy that your heart desires.
Thank you so much, Nina. And I wish all of that for you as well. You have lovely holidays and with your loved ones and everyone you want it to be with and everything you want it to be.
Thank you so much. All right, I'll be sending you your written report in the email, and then I will also be sending the link of this after I upload it to the YouTube page. And again, I am so grateful for your participation today, and I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day.